Grab a lock of fishwife, pornographic priestess. Welcome back to the garden sessions of the Blackford Book Club and the very exciting part 8 from my self-published book that I continually show you like some weird magician's assistant, and a book I'm incredibly proud of. And on page 168, without further ado, Diaz illuminates El Madrigal, Reds on way to Paris. Villarreal 2, Liverpool 3, Liverpool win 5-2 on aggregate. I've been writing a lot about Liverpool FC in recent times. My editor indulges my wanton and flagrant misuse of our precious language, allowing me to trademark my PlayStation football mantra, my love for Spanish ball-playing midfielder Thiago Alcântara, and talking frankly, I'm worth every penny of that enormous salary that will soon be flowing into my Cayman Islands bank account. And so is Luis Díaz. I have no idea as to how many digital digits flow into his salaried bank account, but the kid was extra special again tonight, and the 25-year-old Colombian only played 45 minutes, but in a singular, game-changing performance that Reds will remember in the same bracket as Howard Gayle in Munich in 1981. Differing performances in very different European Cup or Champions League semi-finals, but game-defining ones, and both which dragged their teams through an arduous game and into the glory of a final in the City of Light. Until Diaz's introduction at half-time, the Yellow Submarines of Villarreal had bullied, brilliantly and legitimately so, their red-dressed visitors from Liverpool and never allowed them to get started in the match at all. They were far more physical and quick to lose balls or receptive for the errant passes from a Liverpool team misfiring spectacularly, and on the next to biggest stage of them all. Held together by their magnificent captain Raúl Albiol and Etienne Capoue at the very centre of their best pressing and attacking work, Villarreal could even afford the luxury of a limping, half-fit Gerard Moreno up front, as their overall team play hustled, pushed and probed errors from a Liverpool team badly out of step and inarguably their worst half of football all season long. Capoue had a hand in both goals, the firecracker that lit the occasion on just 3 minutes, as well as the cross glanced home from the head of ex-Arsenal defensive midfielder Francis Coquelin. Both goals were defensively horrendous from a Liverpool perspective, and personally down to errors and sloppiness from their otherwise otherworldly and dependable wing-backs Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. The misfiring sloppiness was symptomatic of a half of football in which Liverpool simply didn't compete, weren't physical enough, and they'd seen their 2-0 first leg aggregate lead dissolve into an overall score of 2-2. And that's a train. It was now simply a 45-minute final in itself. Enter Luis Díaz. The young Colombian kid was everywhere, dancing through the light covering of rain, as well as the heavier puddles in one corner of the El Madrigal pitch. I demanded Captain Jordan Henderson replace a dreadful navigator at half-time. Jurgen Klopp replaced an ineffective and out-of-sorts Diogo Jota with the energy and childlike enthusiasm of Luis Díaz. Where I wanted more physicality, Jurgen wanted more football, and the kid wanted and demanded that football. He tried a bicycle kick. He played Swan Lake football through the corner flag puddles. He demanded the ball, time and time and time again. He gave the Reds a permanently moving and world-class target for their passes, and whereas it took Liverpool 25 minutes into the first half to have their defensive line high on the halfway line, and they then soon retreated under pressure, now it took the Reds 5 minutes to establish a permanently high defensive line that Gerard Moreno wasn't going to go limping through anytime soon, and then they played. Gloriously so. Whereas in the first half they mustered just one scruffy attempt on goal and one chance from Alcântara that would have been disallowed due to an offside flag anyway, from the 50th minute onwards, the real Liverpool finally arrived to play. 3 goals in 12 minutes speaks volumes, with Diaz's deserved-headed goal sandwiched by a nerve-settling drive from the Brazilian midfielder Fabinho and the crazy antics of Villarreal goalkeeper Geronimo Rulli that led to Sadio Mane confirming a place in the 2022 Champions League final. But it was Diaz's show, the dazzling smile to match the tears captured at the final whistle for a young kid who's only been at Liverpool since January, speaks very little English, but has the infectious nature of his manager, and a man who cannot speak highly enough of the young Colombian who's stealing every red heart imaginable. Good on you, kid. When Liverpool play either their light blue-shirted rivals from just 20 miles away in Manchester, or Los Blancos of Real Madrid, their Champions League final conquerors in Kiev 4 years ago, It will be the final fixture of a historic and unprecedented season in which they will have fulfilled every possible fixture in their calendar at the start of a long ago August. One trophy is safely secured and immortalised on the Champions Wall of their Anfield home. 3 more are still possible in the final 25 days of this incredible season. A tiny stumble, but I think I got there. I hope you enjoyed that episode. There are more to follow. It's from a book I'm immensely proud of, as I've said before, and I'll keep saying to the end of time. There was links below for ways to purchase said book and also ways and means to help support me. And I leave you with thanks and in peace and in solidarity. And I sincerely thank you for watching this charade. Thanks.